The screenshot landed in my DMs at 11:47 p.m. on a Tuesday. My hands went numb as I stared at my wife Melissa's Instagram story. Her and Jordan would at some beachfront resort, cocktails in hand, his arm draped across her shoulders like they owned the damn world. 2 weeks. She'd told me it was a wellness retreat for work. Solo. I remembered our conversation 3 weeks ago in our kitchen, the morning light filtering through the curtains I'd installed myself. Baby, it's just professional development, she'd said, not meeting my eyes as she poured coffee. The company's sending the whole marketing team. Team building exercises, strategy sessions. You know how corporate America is. I'd believed her. 12 years of marriage, 2 beautiful kids, Malik, 10, and Zara, 7, made me believe her. I worked doubles at the auto plant while she climbed the corporate ladder at Henderson and Associates. I was proud of her success. But Jordan wasn't on her marketing team. He was her college ex-boyfriend, the one she swore meant nothing anymore. The one who'd sent her flowers on Valentine's Day as a joke. The sender was Melissa's cousin Laura, and her message was simple: thought you should know. Been going on for 6 months. I'm sorry, cousin. My heart hammered against my ribs as reality crashed down. Everything I'd built was crumbling, and she didn't even know I knew yet. I couldn't sleep. At 3 a.m., I sat in my home office, the room Melissa barely entered, and started digging. My laptop's glow illuminated the family photos on the wall, mocking me with their frozen happiness. I logged into our phone records. The bills I paid every month suddenly told a different story. 317 calls to the same number over 6 months. Late-night conversations lasting hours while I thought she was working late. Our credit card statements revealed dinners at the Meridian, the city's most expensive steakhouse, $347 on March 15th, $412 on April 3rd. I was eating leftover meatloaf those nights, putting the kids to bed alone, believing she was networking. Hotel charges in Memphis, Atlanta, Charlotte. All cities where she claimed to have conferences. My chest tightened as I printed everything, hands shaking. Then I found the emails. She'd gotten sloppy, or maybe she thought I'd never look. Can't wait to feel your hands on me again, from March 22nd. My husband suspects nothing. He's too busy being the perfect working-class hero, from April 8th. That line broke something inside me. I'd sacrificed everything, turned down promotions requiring relocation because Melissa's career was taking off. Worked overtime to afford her designer clothes for client meetings. I sat back, tears blurring my vision. But beneath the pain, something colder, sharper, began forming. A plan. Thursday morning, I called in sick for the first time in 3 years. Instead of the plant, I drove to the office of Kathleen Chen, the divorce attorney my buddy Arturo recommended after his nasty split. Her office sat on the 12th floor downtown, overlooking the city Melissa and I had built our life in. Kathleen was 50-something, sharp-eyed, with a reputation for being ruthless. "Mr. Graham," she said, gesturing to the leather chair across from her mahogany desk. "Arturo speaks highly of you. What brings you here?" I slid the folder across, printed phone records, emails, credit card statements, screenshots. She flipped through methodically, her expression never changing. When she finished, she looked up. "This is clear evidence of infidelity and financial deception. You've been funding her affair." Her words hit like hammers. "Tell me about your assets." I laid it out. Our house, purchased 8 years ago for $285,000, now worth $450,000. Both cars, her Lexus SUV and my paid-off Honda. The kids' college fund I'd been contributing to religiously, $87,000. Our joint savings, $34,000. Everything we'd built together. "Here's what most men don't know," Kathleen said, leaning forward. "In this state, you can protect yourself before filing. Separate accounts, transfer assets purchased primarily with your income, establish financial independence. It's legal if done correctly." Her eyes held mine. "How badly do you want to protect what's yours?" "Whatever it takes," I said. My voice didn't shake. She made her choice. Now I'm making mine. Over the next week, I moved like a ghost through my own life. Melissa called every night from her retreat, voice honey sweet. Missing you, baby. The kids okay? I matched her tone perfectly, years of trust making me a convincing actor. Everything's great here. We're managing. You enjoy yourself. The irony tasted bitter. With Kathleen's guidance, I worked methodically. The house was in both names, but I'd made 90% of the down payment from my inheritance when Mom died. I'd paid the mortgage solo for the first 4 years while Melissa established her career. Kathleen filed a partition action based on unequal contribution, a legal loophole. The cars were easier. My Honda was titled to me. Her Lexus had my name first since my credit score qualified us for the loan. Tuesday afternoon, I transferred the Lexus title to my name only at the DMV. One signature. Wednesday, I moved the college fund, started with my father's $30,000 death benefit, into a trust with me as sole trustee. Thursday, I opened new accounts and transferred my direct deposit. Our joint account would get nothing after Friday's paycheck. I kept meticulous records of every transaction, every document. Kathleen called Friday evening. The house partition is approved. Given your documented contributions, you'll retain primary ownership. She'll need to buy you out or vacate. I sat in my car outside Malik's basketball practice, watching my son laugh with his teammates. This was for them. For us. Thank you, Kathleen. Don't thank me yet, she said. The hard part's coming. Melissa came home Sunday afternoon, glowing. Her skin was darker, sun-kissed, her smile radiant as she hugged Malik and Zara. Mommy missed you so much. She wore a new sundress I hadn't paid for, and her hair was styled differently, beachy waves that screamed tropical romance. She smelled like coconut and betrayal. That night, after the kids slept, she crawled into bed beside me. God, I needed that break. The stress was killing me. Her hand slid across my chest. Did you miss me? Every muscle in my body tensed, but I played my part. Course I did. How was it? She launched into elaborate lies about meditation sessions and team-building workshops, describing a resort I'd seen in her Instagram photos, the ones with Jordan cropped out. We should go there sometime, she said, snuggling closer. As a family. The kids would love it. The audacity was breathtaking. She was literally suggesting we vacation where she'd spent 2 weeks screwing her ex-boyfriend. I made a non-committal sound, my mind racing. Tuesday. Kathleen had scheduled Tuesday for the confrontation, giving me time to secure everything. Monday, Melissa went back to work, complaining about email backlogs. I dropped the kids at school, went to the plant, worked my shift. Normal. Routine. But I'd made copies of every key, changed passwords on accounts she'd never checked, and moved my personal belongings, slowly, subtly, to the garage. That evening, I watched her FaceTime someone in the bathroom. Her laugh, intimate and soft. When she emerged, she kissed my forehead. Just Laura, she said. I nodded, tasting acid. Tuesday at 6 p.m., Kathleen arrived at our house with a process server named Dale. Melissa's car pulled into the driveway at 6:17, right on schedule. I'd sent the kids to my sister Angela's, telling them Daddy and Mommy needed to talk about grown-up stuff. Malik had looked worried, but I'd reassured him with a hug. Melissa walked in, saw Kathleen and Dale, and froze. What's going on? Her eyes darted between us, landing on me. Chris? Baby, what's happening? Hearing her call me that after everything made my stomach turn. Kathleen stepped forward professionally. Mrs. Graham, I'm Kathleen Chen, representing your husband in divorce proceedings. This is your formal notification. The color drained from Melissa's face. Divorce? What are you, Chris? This is insane. What's wrong? Dale handed her the papers. She took them with trembling hands, scanning the first page. Then she laughed, actually laughed. This is a joke, right? Some midlife crisis thing? Baby, we can talk about this. I'm done talking, I said quietly. I know about Jordan Wood. 6 months of phone calls, expensive dinners on our credit card, hotels in 4 different cities. The 2 weeks you just spent with him pretending it was a work retreat. Her face crumbled like wet paper. How did you? She couldn't even deny it. Kathleen continued, you'll also find documentation showing the house, vehicles, and children's college fund have been legally transferred to Mr. Graham's sole ownership based on his disproportionate financial contribution. You have 30 days to vacate. Melissa's legs buckled. She caught herself on the doorframe. You can't. This is my home too. Your home. The words erupted from somewhere deep and angry. I paid for this home. While you were climbing the corporate ladder, I worked doubles. While you were networking, I was raising our kids. While you were fucking Jordan Wood in 5-star hotels, I was eating ramen so Malik could have new basketball shoes. Melissa's face twisted between shock and tears. You have no right, she started, but Kathleen cut her off. Actually, Mrs. Graham, in this state, documentation of financial contribution supersedes marital property laws when one party can prove disparate investment. Your husband has bank statements, payment records, and witness testimonies spanning 8 years. Additionally, your affair constitutes grounds for fault divorce, which affects asset division. Melissa turned to me, mascara streaming. Chris, please. It was a mistake. It didn't mean anything. I love you. I love our family. Her voice cracked convincingly, but I'd heard her call him the same things she'd once called me. You love me. I pulled out my phone, played a voice recording I'd found in her cloud backup. Her voice, breathy with passion. I've never felt this alive, Jordan. My husband's a good man, but he's so ordinary. You make me feel like the woman I was supposed to be. Dated 3 weeks ago. Present day Melissa's face went white as she heard herself. Where did you? I never. Your cloud auto-syncs to our shared account, I said flatly. The one you set up years ago and forgot about. There's hours of this. You planning our divorce with him. Laughing about how clueless I was. Each word was a nail in a coffin. She collapsed onto the couch, sobbing. Kathleen and Dale remained professional witnesses. Please, Melissa gasped. The kids. Think about Malik and Zara. I'm thinking about them, I said, my voice hardening. I think about them every single day. Who do you think packed their lunches during your late nights? Who helped with homework, attended every parent-teacher conference, coached Malik's basketball team? Me. While you were building your empire and your affair, I was being their father. And their mother. Melissa's sobs intensified. You're turning them against me. They need their mother. Kathleen interjected calmly. The custody arrangement proposes joint legal custody with primary physical custody to Mr. Graham, given his demonstrated role as primary caregiver. You'll have supervised visitation initially, transitioning to standard visitation pending completion of family therapy. Supervised. Melissa shrieked. I'm their mother. You can't take my children. I'd never seen her this unhinged, this desperate. It was almost satisfying, almost. I'm not taking them. You abandoned them emotionally months ago. They just didn't realize it yet. I thought of Zara asking why Mommy was always on her phone, Malik wondering why she missed his championship game. I provided for them. Melissa argued. My salary paid for their private school, their clothes, your salary. I laughed bitterly. You made $127,000 last year. I made $89,000 working overtime. Your income went to your wardrobe, your car payment, your business lunches with Jordan. I paid the mortgage, utilities, groceries, kids' activities. I have the receipts, Melissa. Literally. Kathleen added, we have financial forensics showing systematic financial infidelity. Mrs. Graham, I'd advise you to retain counsel immediately. Melissa looked broken, mascara stained, nothing like the confident woman who'd left for her affair vacation 2 weeks ago. This isn't over, she whispered. I won't let you destroy me. The next 3 weeks were warfare. Melissa hired Caesar Brennan, a shark lawyer known for bleeding men dry in divorces. They filed counter-motions, claiming I'd stolen marital assets and demanding an even split. The court date was set for 4 weeks out. Meanwhile, Melissa moved in with her sister Monica, who called me everything from controlling to abusive. But I had something they didn't expect. Thursday night, Arturo called. "Man, you sitting down?" His tone was serious. "Laura just told me something. Jordan Wood? He's married. 3 kids. His wife Jessica has no idea." My heart stopped. "What?" Arturo continued. "Laura's been watching this whole thing. She loves Melissa, but she loves you more. She did some digging. Jordan never left his wife. He's been playing Melissa the whole time." I sat in stunned silence. Melissa had destroyed our family for a man who was using her. "Arturo, I need his wife's contact information." "Already got it. Laura figured you'd want it. She's sending it now." Within an hour, I had Jessica Wood's phone number. Friday morning, I called Kathleen. "I need you to contact someone for me. Professionally." Kathleen reached out to Jessica Wood through her own attorney. By Monday, Jessica had hired a private investigator who confirmed everything. 6 months of hotel receipts, flights, the resort vacation. Jordan Wood's perfectly curated life imploded. His wife filed for divorce Tuesday, and his firm, a conservative financial consulting company, started an ethics investigation Wednesday. Thursday, Melissa called me, hysterical. "Jordan is done with me. He says I ruined his life, that I was just supposed to be fun, nothing serious. He's blocked me everywhere." I stayed silent, letting her words hang. Finally, I spoke. "You destroyed our family for a man who saw you as a toy. How's that feel?" The courtroom was cold, fluorescent lit, smelling of old wood and tension. Our court date arrived with the weight of everything unsaid. Melissa sat across the aisle with Brennan, looking smaller somehow, less sure. She'd lost weight. Her eyes were hollow. Part of me felt sorry for her. Most of me felt nothing. Kathleen presented our case methodically. Financial records showed I'd contributed 71% of our household expenses over 12 years. Testimony from Angela, Arturo, and our neighbors established me as primary caregiver. Then came the phone records, emails, credit card statements. Brennan objected repeatedly, but Judge Martha Henderson was unmoved. "Mrs. Graham," Judge Henderson said, peering over her glasses, "you spent marital funds on an extramarital affair while your husband maintained the household. You misrepresented a vacation as work-related. The evidence is overwhelming." Melissa's lawyer tried arguing about the asset transfers, claiming impropriety. Kathleen countered with documentation proving every transfer was legal, based on verified contribution records. Then Kathleen played her ace. "Your Honor, we'd like to submit evidence that Mrs. Graham's affair partner was himself married with children, suggesting a pattern of deception on both parties' parts. Additionally, Mrs. Graham told Mr. Graham she was attending a work retreat, but her employer confirmed no such event existed. She used vacation days." Judge Henderson's expression hardened. Brennan whispered urgently to Melissa, whose face had gone ashen. "Your Honor," Brennan stammered, "my client made mistakes, but she deserves equitable." "What she deserves," Judge Henderson interrupted, "is to face the consequences of her choices. I'm ruling in favor of Mr. Graham. He retains the house, vehicles, and college fund based on documented contribution. Joint legal custody, primary physical custody to Mr. Graham. Mrs. Graham gets standard visitation after completing 6 months of family therapy. Court adjourned." The gavel fell like thunder. Walking out of that courthouse, I felt lighter than I had in months. The April sun was warm on my face. The air smelled like fresh possibilities. Kathleen shook my hand professionally. "You did everything right, Chris. Not many men protect themselves this well." Behind me, I heard Melissa sobbing, Monica's voice trying to comfort her. I didn't look back. That evening, I picked up Malik and Zara from Angela's house. They knew Mommy and Daddy were getting divorced. I'd sat them down 2 weeks ago, age-appropriate honesty. Malik had been quiet, processing. Zara had cried. But tonight, I made their favorite dinner, spaghetti and meatballs, garlic bread, Caesar salad. We ate at our kitchen table, the three of us. Daddy, Zara asked, twirling pasta on her fork, is Mommy coming home? Her brown eyes were so innocent, so hopeful. No, baby girl. Mommy has her own place now. But you'll see her soon, and she loves you very much. That part was true. Melissa's failures as a wife didn't erase her love for our kids. Malik, older and perceptive, asked, did Mommy do something bad? I chose my words carefully. Grown-up relationships are complicated. Sometimes people make choices that hurt others. Your mom and I couldn't fix ours, but that doesn't change how much we both love you. He nodded slowly, understanding more than he said. That night, after tucking them in, I stood in the living room I'd fought to keep. Family photos still lined the walls. I'd need to change that. But for now, this was home. Mine. Ours. My phone buzzed. A text from Laura. Proud of you, cousin. You deserved better. I smiled, texted back, thank you. For everything. 3 months later, life had found a new rhythm. Malik and Zara adjusted to the custody schedule. They spent weekdays with me, weekends with Melissa. She'd completed her therapy, seemed genuinely remorseful, though we barely spoke beyond logistics. Jordan would had lost everything too, his wife, his kids' respect, his job. Karma, apparently, was thorough. I'd started dating again, nothing serious. A woman named Simone from the plant's HR department. Kind, straightforward, no games. We took things slow, coffee dates while the kids were at Melissa's. Simone knew my story, didn't judge, appreciated my caution. You're a good man, Chris, she'd said after our third date. Don't let what happened make you forget that. Arturo and I grabbed beers on Fridays, talked about life, recovery, moving forward. You handled that whole situation like a damn chess master, he said, clinking his bottle against mine. Most men would have just raged, done something stupid. You stayed smart. I shrugged. Had good people around me. Kathleen, you, Laura, Angela. They kept me focused. Work promoted me to shift supervisor, 15% raise. The irony wasn't lost. I'd turned down better opportunities for Melissa's career, and now, free from that constraint, I was advancing. The house felt different, lighter. I'd repainted, rearranged furniture, made it ours, mine and the kids. Melissa's ghost was fading. One Saturday, watching Malik's basketball game, I caught Melissa's eye across the gym. She looked sad but resigned, gave a small nod. I nodded back. We'd never be friends, but we were co-parents. That was enough. The game ended, Malik's team won, and he ran to me grinning. Did you see that three-pointer, Dad? I hugged him tight. I saw everything, son. I'm always watching. After the divorce finalized, I took Malik and Zara to the Georgia Aquarium for Thanksgiving weekend, our new tradition. Standing in the underwater tunnel, surrounded by sharks and rays, Zara's hand in mine, Malik pointing excitedly at a hammerhead, I felt something I hadn't felt in a year, peace. Dad, Malik said as we watched beluga whales, are you happy now? The question caught me off guard. I looked at my son, nearly 11 now, growing into a thoughtful young man. Yeah, buddy. I am. Are you? He considered it seriously. Most of the time. I miss how things were, but I like how things are. Does that make sense? It made perfect sense. That night, in our hotel room, after the kids fell asleep, I reflected on everything. The betrayal, the pain, the systematic dismantling of the life I'd built. It had nearly broken me. But I'd chosen strategy over emotion, protection over revenge. I'd secured my children's futures, kept our home, emerged stronger. Melissa had lost everything chasing a fantasy that never existed. I thought about Jordan Wood, divorced, ostracized, career destroyed. About Melissa, living in a modest apartment, humbled by consequences. I didn't feel triumph, just closure. They'd made their choices. I'd made mine. My phone buzzed. Simone, checking in. Hope you and the kids are having fun. Can't wait to hear about it. I smiled, texted back. The future stretched ahead, uncertain but hopeful. I had my children, my integrity, my home. I'd learned hard lessons about trust and self-protection. But I'd also learned my own strength, my capacity to weather storms and rebuild. As I drifted to sleep, Malik snoring softly in the next bed, Zara curled up peaceful, I thought, this is enough. This is everything.